Mark?
Here.
Erica? Jeremy is absent. Mike Middlecamp is absent. MC?
Here.
And JJ?
Here. Would join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for many blessings you've given us. Thank you for helping us make the right decision that would honor you. Thank you for our nation. Thank you for our leaders. Please give them wisdom to make the right decision that would honor you and help this nation. I ask you to bless us and help us make the right decision to honor you. In Jesus' name, amen.
First item on the agenda is the approval of tonight's agenda. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Got a motion by JJ. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Erica. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, and that did pass. Next item on the agenda is the meeting minutes from October 28th. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
A motion by JJ. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Erica. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, and that passed. Next item is the financial reports, and we're asking that we table one last time the financials for the city financials. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll move the table.
Got a motion to table by JJ. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Erica. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. And that was approved, or tabled. Next item is financial report for water and sewer. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Got a motion by MC. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by JJ. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. That passed. Next item is the October Fire Department report.
The only thing I really got new is, we got our brush truck in, we're getting it in service, we got a new pickup truck for medical calls, we're getting it in service, and then we got a trailer for Swiftwater operations, we're getting everything in it. And so, that's about it. Any questions? No new news on the building or personnel or anything.
I was gonna ask, is Mike's not here?
That's right. Fly through it.
Never go here.
I'm gonna give an update on that.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks. Next is Police Chief.
Business as usual. You got that all the stats in front of you. Nothing really new to comment on, other than we have something on the agenda. Until we get there, talk about that. But any questions?
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Next is the Planning Commission.
Good evening. Planning Commission met last night for a work session for this month. We had a few items on the agenda. One was the preliminary plat for the Trillium subdivision. We're still working on that. Very close. We've got just a few minor things. Honestly, probably anticipate them getting some sort of conditional approval, early next month. So we have a conditional use for a Pediatrics Plus. This is a kind of a children's therapy center that's wanting to operate out of the Lakeview Baptist Church. They have a permanent structure under construction down in Elm Springs, and this is something they do in multiple communities, kind of all over, I don't know, the state area, whatever. But to operate on the property that's zoned agricultural and the church is temporary use, they go through a conditional use process. So no real issues there. It's honestly something that going forward in the future, when we look at like the zoning code and stuff like that, it's something that we'll probably try to hone in on, like allowable uses within a church, church grounds or campus. So it's definitely been something that has been interesting. We've got the Summerlin Village large scale development that was just submitted for this month. So that is the property at the corner of 4 and 264 that we approved the PZD on. So they submitted their site development plan and building plans, and that is in the review process. We haven't had any major discussions with them yet, but it's here and we're working on that. And then the only other thing is we have our 2026 planning commission meeting calendar for next year. So we have that set up. Obviously, there's no items for y'all this month. And then under the general updates, we did meet with the watershed about the legacy project that we're going to get for next year's CNU. We're having a meeting also this coming Friday with the actual CNU legacy project board. It's a Zoom call. It's kind of our first preliminary meeting with them. Kind of to start that process. Really looking forward to that. Got a meeting tomorrow to continue to work on the zoning code with Garber. And, we're still working on the actual transportation plan, incorporating the downtown master plan, things like that. But if y'all don't have any questions on all that, obviously, you see some really pretty trees in here. We've got lights and stuff everywhere. And I have the professionals that would like to just give you an update on Christmas Cave. All right, thank you all.
Thanks. Hello, I'm Madison and Stephanie. I'm going to do a committee this year for Christmas and Cave, which will be December 6th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So we're going to briefly describe what we are offering this year. So inside the community building, we will have a photo booth coming in for pictures with Santa. The backdrop actually is what we're looking at for what the photos will be, with our banners you see hanging around as the logos. We also have face painting this year that will be coming inside the community building. We partner with Early Advantage Preschool, who would like to come and do crafts for the kids, as well as contribute and volunteer and be part of the event. So we very much appreciate them. And then Enjoy House, they will be open with hot chocolate, coffee, and all the food, as well as the Grinch. And he will be walking around throughout the event and the end of it, but he will be stationed at Joy House for the beginning. And then with the Watershed, we've also partnered with them, and they will have live music, hot chocolate bar, and the master naturalists are coming in to do crafts for all the kids, which will be pine cone bird eaters.
We had some really great success this year. The vendors, the applications have been pouring in to the point that we have kind of busted at the seams. We have a waiting list of people that would like to be involved in this year's event, which means that next year is going to be even bigger and better. So it's exciting to see all of the effort that the events committee has put into this so far. We have 92 vendors right now, and we have 4 food trucks that will be there as well. So it's going to be a very huge community involved event, and I think it's going to be pretty successful.
So do you have any questions or anything you'd like to know more about the event? We'd love to see you all there.
So I had brought up a little earlier, we sort of planned to do this last year, but we had talked about potentially doing something where the council would kind of cycle in and out, and maybe the mayor would capture them to be over at the law firm to just kind of say that constituents can come in and talk to people and ask questions and stuff like that. We had sort of planned on doing it last year, and then I think it was just like the week before that I came up with the idea. So I thought, maybe this year if you guys would want us to do that, it may be a good opportunity for constituents to come through and ask questions about things that are going on, not on a weeknight or something, and actually come out and get some face-to-face time with us. And so we'd be happy to host that. And I didn't even know that Early Advantage was doing that, so that was a great surprise too.
Yes,
But I love finding stuff out. So that's exciting too. So anything we can do to help.
Perfect. And yeah, if you want to reach out, we can chat this week, and we would love to include you guys in the law firm, whatever you guys want to host.
For those of you that are listening at home online, if you're also curious about some other fun things that are happening on December 6th, Nelson's Hardware is going to have an area beside their store with a petting zoo and some kid activities, and they're all gonna be Candyland themed, which is gonna be really fun for the littles.
Awesome. That's super
Any other
exciting.
questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Great work.
I do have one question.
Yeah.
Are you gonna post this on the website?
Yes, I just sent out all of the stuff to vendors today to finalize the vendor booths. So we can, I'm printing brochures also to give out to the events with everyone's booth number coordinated with their spot inside the tent. So I'm waiting to confirm after everyone's paid and everything's assigned, before I print those brochures. But I posted on the Facebook and then I will get it posted on the website within the next week.
Great job, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next item is Water and Sewer Department report.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
We can go over open work orders first. We have one active leak that we know about, and then the rest are setting meters for builders. We do have a repair water service line, so we fixed it. It's not leaking, but we're gonna go back and replace it because it was in bad condition. Job openings, we have one job opening. I've been doing a bunch of interviews for the past few weeks, and I think we found our guy, so I'm gonna extend the job offer tomorrow. So hopefully we can get that filled.
That's the same one that's been open for a little bit.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
So going over the water loss report, we dropped from 54 to 52, not much of a drop. We did get Alton, the main line. So Alton actually didn't have a main line, it was a spider web of service lines, and it was all that black HDPE, which is notorious for breaking. I actually spoke with Rogers this past month, and based on their internal calculations, it was 250% more likely to break than any other material that's used between our two cities. So that is another thing that's worth looking into. 80 to 90% of our service lines that we find breaks on are that material. So that's an avenue to chase if we'd like to preemptively replace service lines made of that material. The other things that I discussed last month was we know where the galvanized is in the city, or at least we think we know where all of it is. We have a plan in place to replace that by hopefully mid-year next year, because we still have probably 3/4 of a mile of it, 1/2 to 3/4 of a mile. So it's a big undertaking, but we think that we can do it. It's budgeted for. And then as well, so a few months ago, I mentioned the cast iron line that is leaking at the Bells on Main Street. That is going to be replaced by the RDOT utility relocated, so just an update on that. The let date for that project is May of 27. That means we need to have our utilities out of the way by that let date. And with how big a project it is, it's likely going to take around a year. So we're hoping, worst case, will be May 26th when we go to bid that out. Hopefully sooner, but that will kind of be when we start to replace that cast iron that's leaking in the Bells. And I did a calculation, and there's a lot of speculation in this calculation, but if every bell was leaking 1 gallon a minute, which it may be leaking more, maybe leaking less, but that would be 11.2 million gallons of water loss, which is more than half of our water loss. So hopefully we'll see a big chunk go away when that water line gets replaced. Any questions?
Could you make this, could you make this bigger, like to fill the whole page?
I can look into that.
Okay.
But there was a few recommendations that we had that we discussed. Can you go over those?
With the McEwen Green study,
Yeah.
so yes, obviously water loss is a complex issue. You've got the materials are obviously failing, but you also have some variables that we can control that we haven't, which are air and pressure. We're hoping to have that water master plan completed by the end of the year, early next year. Which will give us a good idea of where we need to put pressure relief valves and pressure valves. When I was speaking with Rogers, I asked them, you know, what is y'all's average pressure throughout the system? And they said 60. 60 to 70. We're sitting, depending on who you ask, probably around 140 to 150, so double. And then we've got areas that are, you know, 200. So if we could get that under control, it would make things a lot more manageable, because it wouldn't just be fixing this leak and then you tighten up the system, pressure goes up, and you bust somewhere else. So.
And that will be ready in December, right? Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Bill.
Next is the engineer's report.
Excuse me, I'm commenting on a couple of the water sewer projects. The NACA project, we're currently working on an administrative closeout task with the funding agency. We'll be back before you possibly next month to do a couple of those tasks that may require council approval. The decommissioning of your existing water or wastewater plants and associated tanks, that's still underway. We're getting over 50% complete on that, but it's moving forward as well. The state aid overlay project, if you've not had an opportunity to go up to Pace Lane, go up there and take a look at that project. It's much wider at this point. The base is down. I don't know when they'll begin the paving, but I would say anytime on that, and then they'll follow suit here right by the community building. We've got the West Wallace Road and Sands Road project. We did it last week. That is on the agenda today to award to the low bidder, and it's actually well within the grant that we received. Just to note, the low bid was $416,526.61. You have a grant from Argonne. It's an 80-20 grant, so 80% of that is $358,784. Gives you a total project value of $448. So again, we've got some leeway within the bid that we have. But based on the max match, 20%, the city would be responsible for just under $90,000 of that cost. And I know the traffic signal continues to be important on everyone's mind. The last update and coordination, which we've been almost daily coordinating with the contractor, they have us on the schedule for the first week of December to drill the piers for the light pole foundations. So that's where that stands today. And lastly, the localized drainage evaluations and recommendations that we talked about. We have a meeting scheduled with Mayor Will and Justin this Thursday afternoon. A couple things we want to review based on the recommendations. Primarily, there's some legal questions that we have that we want to make sure that we have a good understanding of the recommendation, how far out we can require all-site improvements. And then even with I just want to have a discussion about staffing to make sure we're comfortable with any of these extra things we're talking about adding, that we do have adequate staff to cover some of those additional reviews. So with that, are there any questions?
Thank you. Next is the attorney's report.
Okay, good afternoon, good evening. I'm going to bring up two things to talk about. One is to give you all an update on the fire station litigation. As you all know, the city earlier this year filed suit against the contractor because of the issues with the roof. The contractor turned around and brought in pretty much every sub that worked on the project. A couple of items have been addressed already by the subs. An example of that would be the shallow floor issue. We kind of have a situation where there was a major issue with the roof, and the roof decking, and then there were some smaller issues that occurred at the end. Our belief is that the contractor sort of left before addressing those. Some of those smaller items have been taken care of. Some of those are still outstanding. But with regard to the roof, earlier this year, the city hired a structural engineering expert who went up on the roof and wrote us a report, and essentially called out an installation error dealing with the materials being oversaturated when they were left out in the rain, and then also some other issues with the installation. The insurance company for the contractor has also hired an expert who has looked at the roof. They have been pointing towards design issues. We've looked at that. Their design issue that they pointed to has to do with whether there was enough ventilation up in the roof system to get moisture out of the roof. We've looked at it, and while there may have been a design issue, we don't think it's the cause of the issue you see with the way the roof. Nonetheless, since they are pointing towards a design issue with the architects, we were compelled to bring the architects into the location. And we did that earlier, just recently. We have been working with the architects on this issue, and they have been good to work with, but ultimately, the city needs to have that roof issue with the fire station fixed. The parties have expressed they'd like to go to see a settlement as possible. The insurance companies have expressed a desire to see whether there could be sort of a pooling from the different insurance companies good enough to see if we could get the roof fixed. But they wouldn't do that without the architect at the table. So that has happened. So I suspect in the next month or two I'll be able to update you all on the progress of settlement. My expectation will be that there will be a settlement conference, like a mediation, at some point in the next couple of months to see if that can get done. So that's where we're at in the fire station litigation. Just want to give you all an update. And I'll give you if there's more information on a December meeting or January meeting on all that I said here. I'll give you an update on that then as well. Just kind of want to bring you current with that. Are there any questions about the fire station litigation?
Is there an estimate on like the cost to replace that or fix it?
I think there's been some general ballparks, Chief back here. Chief, you've talked to Susan about that maybe, or?
No, that's something to look at it, but I've not got an estimate. I've been told both ways, hold off and then no, so not officially.
I'm wondering, to go into settlement, we'll have to have something.
Yeah, we will. I don't know if, I've talked to Susan about it. I'll have to get an update from her on that particular thing. I thought she told me a number, but I don't want to throw it out here because I don't know if that's right or not.
Yeah, I'm not ready to know because I think we were waiting if we would have to do a total tear off of the whole building or if we were going to patch it. And I think the last I heard is that it's going to have to be a total tear off and redo that because it's all throughout the roof. It's just not here and there.
Mark, I'll note that.
Yeah, sure.
On the other item, you'll note that there's later at the very end of the meeting, there's a right-of-way vacation with IRWP. The city's also received another right-of-way vacation application that I think we talked about before from a property that's real close to here on Midway by the Haney's. It's a bit of a kind of archaic process, but there are actually two different processes in the statutes to handle vacation of right-of-way. In other words, when the city's going to give up right-of-way, these are areas that were platted for streets a long time ago that were never used as streets. And if the city's going to give that up, there's a process you have to go to. There's one process that is in the statute. It's at 1454-104, and it allows that to be done by the city council. That process is used when the right-of-way only abuts the requesting property. So in this case, IRWP surrounds that property. We've been working with them for quite some time on this issue. They requested the vacation And so that goes through a particular process that's rather straightforward, where we have an ordinance and the city council votes on it. It gets a little more difficult if there are other abutting property owners to the right of way. There's a whole different statute that says what we do. It's later in the code, and it requires a petition to be filed for abutting property owners to sign off on it. And then there's a process by which, at one city council meeting, the council has to set a public hearing at a regular city council meeting like we're at tonight. And then at the next regular council meeting, we hold a public hearing, and then we adopt the ordinance to vacate. So it's confusing, and here we are, kind of with two different examples going on at the same time. But I've received the Haney one. It looks to be everything that we need to have to go forward on that. What we need to do is, at this meeting, have a motion to set the public hearing at the December 16th meeting, which is your next city council meeting, which is a week early. I'll notice that and prepare the ordinance for your work session. That'll be, I don't know what day that is, but the 9th, December 9th. And then you all will hold the public hearing on the 16th, and we can consider the ordinance at that time. So it's confusing, and but I just wanted to make that sort of clear in case you might be scratching your head about two different processes. The reason why the Haney one is different is that there is abutting property owners, and they have a due process right as a property interest, actually. So you have to go through this sort of formal process of not only getting their sign off on it, but also having a public hearing and following the procedure that's in the statute.
So the public hearing notification, the public hearing notification goes out by you now?
Yeah, I'll send it out. What I would ask for the council is just to make a motion to hold the public hearing for the Haney application on December 16th.
I would entertain that motion now.
Second. I make a motion.
Okay, got a motion by MC.
Second.
Second by
Wait
Eric.
a second, I'll take my motion back because I'll accuse myself, I can't since they're my client.
Okay.
Yeah, Justin, I was gonna ask.
Can we do that?
Well, two things. If you do that, we won't have we're gonna have a quorum. But this is just a set of public hearing. It's not to vote one way or the other. It's just a procedural thing. So I don't think
We can do that.
right. I don't think there's any conflict there. It's a statutory requirement that we hold a public hearing for these applications, and we just need to set that. So it doesn't say one way or the other.
Same thing, I'm actually the attorney for the Haney's, so just disclosing that on that matter, but procedurally, I think it's fine to set the hearing, but, we'll have to get Mark and Mike here.
Yeah, either of you can vote on the ordinance,
Yeah.
but yeah, we will need to proceed that way.
So I'll make a motion to go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, the motion is made by MC,
I'll second.
seconded by Eric. Do, all in favor, and in this case, let's go ahead and show hands. All in favor, raise your right hand. All right, it's unanimous, it is approved.
And this is a public hearing for only the Haney property?
The Haney
Yes.
property, which is 2 right-of-ways.
Okay, got it.
that are
Not
owned by-
IRWP, only Haney.
Only the Haney.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Are we able to vote that night as well?
Yes.
Sorry.
We would vote on it that night as well?
Yes.
So we would need to make sure that.
There's gonna be, there'll be an ordinance, and I'll have it for you at the work session, so you can look at it beforehand, and then you can vote on it December 16th.
Anything else from you?
That's all I have, unless there are any questions.
All right. Thank you. Next, District Clerk Treasurer's report.
I don't have anything. Thank you.
All right. And then the mayor's report, I will be very brief, but I do want to announce, he just mentioned it, December 9th is our regular work session date, and so that's not changing. The December 16th meetings, because following Tuesday is the Tuesday before Christmas. So that will be on the 16th, and that will be our regularly scheduled voting meeting for December. And public comments? Do we have anyone who wants to make any comments? Hearing none, we'll go on to the follow-up, and I will say we've got a little bit to report on drainage. We have a drainage project that's underway currently up in, Wellington subdivision, and we have one that, we're working on. We actually have a couple of them we're working on. The end of Fields Lane, there's a issue with the water line from Springdale we're looking at. There's one that is for Brown Road that we're getting a little bit closer on making some decisions there. And then we've got one that we didn't think was ours, and we've had a policy, but somehow the wording got changed, or not changed, but the wording was missed on a plat. The Allen's Mill ditch and drainage area did flood a little bit in the last spring, and it was, or that big flood. And it's been determined that that's ours, so we're gonna be doing some work on it as well. So that's kind of our current drainage update.
I got a question there.
Yes.
So on the stormwater management manual, where we at, because I know we had a few recommendations, it's been quite a few months now, I'd like to know where we at on those.
That is what we're meeting about Thursday afternoon, and that will be presented at the work session next month.
Thank you.
Next item is the resolution to waive competitive bidding and authorize the system for the police department for tasers and cameras. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Got a motion by MC. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Erica. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. That is approved. What is the number?
2025-55.
55?
Yes, sir.
All right. Next item is the resolution authorizing the approval of the low bid for the sidewalk contract for Wallace Road sidewalk. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion by JJ and a second by MC. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. That was approved. That will be 56. And the next item is to vacate that small piece of property to the Illinois River watershed. Do I hear a motion to suspend the rules and place this on third and final reading by title only?
So moved.
Got a motion by JJ. Do I hear a second?
I seconded it.
Okay,
MC.
motion by MC, seconded by JJ. Roll call.
Mark,
Yes.
Erica,
Yes.
MC,
Yes.
JJ.
Yes.
Do we have an ordinance number?
2025-21.
21?
Yes, sir.
Ordinance number 2025-21, City of Cave Springs, Benton, Arkansas. Ordinance to vacate a .04 acre portion of right-of-way located at Washington Street, in the City of Cave Springs, Arkansas.
Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Got a motion by MC, do I hear a second? Second by Erica. Any discussion? Roll call.
Erica,
Yes.
MC,
Yes.
JJ,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
All right. That was approved. And I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make it.
Got a motion by JJ, second
Right.